How's it going, guys? It's urdiub here, and it's time for my first episode of my GM mode. And basically, if you are following me on Twitter, you probably know what team I'm gonna be. But anyways, I'm gonna try making episodes like live comms, and probably run like around 20-25 minutes, depending on how much I want to sim per episode. Similar to 2VCs. And so yeah, I guess we'll start off with the settings, and we'll be running Superstar Hardcore Simulation. Period length will be 20 minutes. BAGM length, I'll leave it at 25 right now. I'm definitely not going to go 25. Actually, you know what? We'll make it 10 because that's the most I'll probably go. Season starting date, regular season. CPU trades we'll leave on. Trade difficulty we'll put hard just to make it a little bit more challenging. Waivers will turn off because waivers are pretty stupid in this game. Starting rosters, I'll just leave it as the current. It's the default online ones. Salary cap will be on. Authentic cap penalties will be on. Draft pick ownership authentic. Fantasy draft off for now, but I may do one in the future. GM firing, we'll leave it off because I want to stay as the same team. Auto sign free agents, we will no, off. I want to sign my own free agents. Okay, so that's for quick settings. Rules are fine, and then this looks okay. Waiver notifications doesn't matter. Retired jersey, sure. Coach rotates goalies. Okay, we'll just let the assistant coach take over that, and I think that's about it. So, alright, so we'll start off, and the team I will be using is the Colorado Avalanche. So not yet a team set in stone. I'll put it GM skill level hard, and I guess we'll use the name of Joe. Wait, no, cancel. I want to change that first. Alright, so we're going to use Joe Sakic as a GM because he is the GM in real life. And so yeah, I guess we'll advance with that. Now I'm going to have it, the thing about Colorado, one sec, let the CPU fix it as it's loading. Colorado has a very good young team, but they aren't, I don't know if they're playoff ready because there's still a little bit of development to go, but they have solid centerpieces in their team like Eric Johnson, Duchesne, Landeskog, and McKinnon. Now I don't know if McKinnon's in this game yet, but he probably should be. I'll just save that real quick. Be a GM1, sure. And so yeah, so right now we're around 2 minutes, I think, into the video, and yeah, but the way Colorado works is they have a lot of good young players, but they have a bunch of like other older players, I guess you can say. So like PA Parento, or let's just take a look at their team and we'll check it out. GM options. Now I haven't played GM mode in a while. I think the last time I played it was NHL 11, but yeah, we could take a look at our team right here. Let's take a look at the forwards sorted by overall. So yeah, Duchesne, Landeskog, Stastny look like pretty solid players. I think I'll end up having to trade away Stastny, but right now I guess I'll go through my team and see how it looks like. Main roster in the system. So do we have any good forward prospects? Yep, Nathan McKinnon's right there. So we'll probably start him off in the CHL for this year. We'll have to end up signing him, which I will actually do right now because we want to make sure he is playing in our team right away. We'll give him, yeah, you know what, I think that's a fine contract. We'll just give him what he wants. Hopefully if he develops into a solid player, well, he probably will develop into a solid player considering his potential. But yeah, I guess we'll take a look at forwards, main roster. So we do have potential. Ryan O'Reilly, Steve Downey, even probably be a great third liner, fourth liner. Other than that, the team's pretty solid actually looking in terms of overall. I mean, I want to make sure, I want my whole team to be over 80. So we need 12 fours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8 that are 80 and over. Mitchell, Hayduke won't develop at all anymore. A lot of good free agents are expiring. So I mean, I could probably trade away McGinn, or I'll keep him as my fourth liner for as a left wing. But like players like John Mitchell, Hayduke, I mean, they're one contracts. I could probably end up dumping them. Or just either tanking the season. Right now, I'm just gonna go through my lineup. I'm not gonna sim anything. I'm gonna take advice from you guys. What do you guys want me to do? Either tank the season, or go try and make the playoffs in our first year and see what happens. But Vancouver might be a decent player in the future. But other than that, not much good prospects. Hishin, maybe he'll develop into something. Burke, I doubt, but the rest are just average prospects that won't really turn out to much. But let's take a look at our defenseman real quick. And Siemens, 4-star yellow potential, maybe might turn into something. Bigras, you know what, we'll just sign him right away because he's 3.5 green, so he probably will turn into a decent, maybe top 6 defenseman. We'll see, but and you know what, we'll offer this guy a contract too. I mean, it's only 3 years and it's only 0.5, so it's not too bad of a contract at all. We'll go back to our forwards and just check that out. Anyone else not unsigned? You know what, we'll sign Troy Burke as well. Okay, so with that in mind, we have our players that I want to sign signed. Our defensemen in the actual main roster. How does it look? We have Eric Johnson, Tyson Barrie, Jan Heda. So we only have 3 okay defensemen, and Barrie and Heda are our best third liners. Eric Johnson probably could develop into someone better because he is a 4.5-star yellow. But other than that, I mean, Zanon, not much. Sarich, I mean, they have a $2 million cap, but they are expiring this year, so I can tank the season, try to get a good pick, and see what happens in terms of next year if we could get a high draft pick, and we'll have a lot of salary cap, and I mean, there might be some good upcoming free agents. Elliott could turn into a decent player, but other than that, I mean, if we're running a top 6 line, we'll have Johnson, Barrie, Heda, Wilson, Zan, and Sarich, and we could probably put in Elliott there to get experience, or we could put him on our first line in the AHL. Don't want that to happen, but in terms of goalies, we have J.S. Giguère and Semyon Varlamov. Varlamov, I think I'm going to roll with him, or I could try to find a better one, but he has 1 year left on contract. A lot of players ending after this year, which is good to see in terms of giving us cap room, because I think the way, let's check can you check upcoming free agents now? Bear with me for now, I need to get used to GM mode, but I hope the commentaries will probably get better. Upcoming off season, let's take a look at the free agents, and quite a bit of decent players. I mean, you could probably pick up Bergeron or even Phil Kessel if he's on the free agent market, and if Toronto doesn't re-sign him, I mean, we're coming after him. We want to get those kind of players in our roster, because I'm gonna go 5, maybe 6 years in this GM mode, and we want to win the cup before it's over. So I don't want to completely rebuild, but we might need some help on the defensive end and the forwards. Yeah, a lot of good players in this free agent market, although they might be a little bit older. But players like even like Chris Stewart, 25, 27s. Well, Paul Stastny, I don't know about keeping him, but Marsharos, Mihalek, Ferentz, I mean, pretty solid players for free agency market. So let's take a look if there's any decent free agents right now that we could probably sign. Le Cavalier, Derek Roy. Okay, so they changed it. So you don't start off at the start of the season, because I guess it's not the updates yet. So you could change over the way it's gonna work. I mean, we could probably end up picking up a couple of players here. Maybe Bozak as a center. I mean, he's not asking for 4.5 mil or whatever he got in Toronto. Let's check if there's any potential players, because we might have like a crappy overall guy, but he might have good potential. I mean, 3.5 doesn't seem too much. Any goalies that are decent? 3.5 Stalock, so nothing good. Overall, Brizgalov, I don't know if we could either sign Brizgalov and have Varlamov. No, I'm going to roll with Varlamov for this year. So I think what I'm most likely going to do is tank the season. So I'm not going to sign any players like these. I mean, I could probably end up picking up Fistrick for our second line, and but we'll take a look at it. I want you guys to help me decide what kind of players you guys want to see. Should I actually go after and sign a couple of players, or do I try to tank the season, get a high draft pick, and then go for it all next year by signing players at the cap? Because right now we only have 5 million cap space. I mean, we probably won't be able to sign the Cavalier with that kind of money, but oh wait, one sec, I think I'm doing this wrong. No, never mind. I was doing it right. So I thought because there's free agents for that were actually free agents in this offseason, the way it worked is that I was looking at this wrong. This was their contract in the 12-13, but it is their 13-14. So let's take a look at Paul Stastny. It depends on how he develops this year. I may or may not re-sign him. I'll try to get him for a little bit less, probably like $5 million. But Ryan O'Reilly, RFA next year, so we'll try to have to resign him. We'll see how his development goes. He's only 22 and 84 overall, so he could turn into a solid 86, 87 overall player. P.A. Parento, 3 years on his contract. I might be a good player to trade away. Eric Johnson is definitely staying on our team, and he has a good deal, 3.75 for an 85 overall for 3 years is a very solid deal. Landeskog will have to resign. Duchesne will have to resign. They're going to need cap room. I'm planning on resigning them to long-term contracts. Tanguay, 3 years as well, and Hayda 2 years, and they'll probably be gone once they're done. But players like Tanguay, Parento, Hayda, I think I'm just going to trade away because I want a young team that's will end up developing. And players like Zanin, they're done after a year, but I can get rid of players like Ryan Wilson. Maybe I could keep him. He'll be might develop a little bit, but definitely gonna trade away Hayda, Tanguay. Let's take a look at the the oldest players, and if anyone's like players like Hayduk, Saric, Zanon, McLeod will probably stay on our team for now. But they'll probably be gone in the next free agent market. But Parento, Tanguay, and Hayda will probably be traded. Any other players like that? No, everyone else is pretty young, so I'll keep them. But quite a bit of players to re-sign on our own part. Nathan McKinnon, I think I'll roll with him in the CHL for this year. Probably end up coming back and developing into a solid player. Hopefully he develops into like 80 overall or 79. I could probably throw him in the second or third line. Or if you want me to tank the season, I don't know. I'm not sure how the development works 100%. I watched TBC's videos or a couple other people's GM modes, but I wouldn't be 100% sure whether or not players like McKinnon, if I put him on, will he develop fully, or is it better to send him to the CHL? So it's kind of be like you guys are the GM along with me. I'll definitely be making some choices, but you guys can help out as well. Players like Hunwick, Vincourt, I could probably end up bringing them up. Other than that, I think that's pretty much it for our roster analysis. Let's take a look at what else is here. Trades. I might not do any trades for now. I guess we could try to see what we can get in terms of Parento and who's looking for him, but we want young players, so let's take a look at roster moves. Can we do anything as of yet? Sort this by overall. See who is up in the NHL. So he's definitely not going to be in the NHL, so we'll send him down. Yes. Major junior. Yep, we'll send him to the juniors. We'll let him develop out there. And the good thing is waivers are turned off, so I don't have to worry about sending people down. Big Russ will send down. Borderlo and Palushai will probably end up sending to the AHL. Oliver too, because they're not NHL caliber players, and they're not. I don't think these guys are like 20 years old or anything. But so we'll send down Oliver. I guess we'll sort by the other way overall. Big Russ definitely won't be playing on our team, but McKinnon, because 64 is not NHL level, but because his stats are definitely not good. But 4.5 green. Will I screw up his development if I call him up right now and play him and see if he develops well, or is it better just to send it to the CHL? I'll leave that up to you guys. Patrick Bordelot and Enforcer will send him to the minors. Palushai, you know what? Let's just check how much forwards we have here. Start from the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's 12. So Palushai would be the last one in. So 74 is definitely okay if we want to take the season, but if you guys want me to go into the playoffs right away, we'll definitely have to trade away a couple players to pick up decent ones. But players like Duchesne, Landeskog, and probably Parento on our first line is a very, very okay first line, especially since Duchesne could probably go up to like a 90 or 92. But take a look at the best players in our minor league system, and as you can see, it's Vincourt. And Vincourt is a center, but right now at centers we have five, but McKinnon might not be included. Left wing, we are okay with that, and right wings we are 4. Well, Palushai would be the best winger in that case, but I think what I might do is let's check Vincourt's stats. Check Vincourt. Face-off's not good at all, but shooting and skating and puck skills are okay. I mean, I guess let's check comparing with Palushai. Palushai could be a good defensive player maybe. He's a two-way forward, but yeah, he doesn't even look that much better. So you know what? We'll send down Palushai, and what we'll do is we'll call up Vincourt. And so yeah, so that will be our forward lines we'll run with. And I guess I'll edit the lines after. But McKinnon, that's up to you guys. Do you want me to keep him on? We could probably roll him on like the second line or third line, or just better to send him down to juniors for 1 year and see how he develops. Because I mean, if I'm taking the season, it might just be better to keep him in the NHL. But he might develop over the season as well, so you never know. In terms of defensemen, Stefan Elliott, I think this was he was the 3.5-star potential guy. So right now we have 7 people here. I want to keep like a normal lineup, and then if anything I could call people up. But players like, there's one guy I think I was going to trade away, Hayda. Yeah, I think Hayda was the guy I was going to trade away. He had the longer contract, I believe. I'm not gonna sure. You know what? Well, best lines for now. But I believe Hayda was the one that was going to trade away. I guess we could try to see what we in the market, what we can get. If we could pick up some decent prospects, like a 4-star, 4.5-star for players like Parento, and then just spend it all on decent players in the cap, because the cap probably will go up in this game. Let's take a look at the trade players. All right, so what we're gonna try to move is McKinnon has a really great trade value. Duchesne, I'm surprised it's that low since he is still a really good player. Biggrass has a good trade value. Players like PA Parento, decent trade value, so that's good. Hayda is not too bad, but I think he has 2 years left. Yep. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna sort by years left and see what kind of players that are older and not that great we could trade away. PA Parento, Tanguay will probably end up going away, but we'll see who wants to get Parento. So right now, at this point, most teams do want him. So that's good because it is green. And we'll see what people are willing to give away. Let's see if Edmonton's willing to give away some kind of player for him. Interested in skaters giving away. Ryan Smith-Horcoff. I mean, I could probably take on cap for 1 year and see whether I'll be able to get a bunch of more cap. Like a player like Philippe Kuba, I could take on cap for 4 mil for 1 year. And tank the season, and I'll have a bunch of more cap during the off season. But once again, that's up to you guys. I won't advance yet, but I'm just taking a look at what I can get back in terms of deal. Interested skaters giving away. Let's take a look at overall. So these guys just want to give away prospects. Minnesota, no one. Montreal, once again, just prospects here. So Louis LeBlanc, what is his potential? 4-star. Okay, so I mean, I could probably end up getting like a Louis LeBlanc, and I don't know if this would go through, but they want to give away these players, so I could get someone like Thrower, who is 1959, Louis LeBlanc, and they might be good in the upcoming years. Now, I'm not sure if trades will go through, but let's just take a look at the trade values. So they want to give them away, and they want him. Now, trade value is on trading is hard, but you know what? We'll just put this thing together. P.A. Parento is a second line forward. Louis LeBlanc could develop into a solid player. I mean, he is 4-star, but right now, I guess we'll see what else is available. If you guys see anything, I'm just going to go through here. I mean, a player like Patrick Elias, 6 million cap, I could throw him in there, as well as a player like Zidlicki, and that's 10 million cap. I mean, I will go over the cap, I believe, or is it just they won't have teams can no longer can retain no more? Okay, no, never mind. What happens if I? Okay, so I have too much skaters. So if I throw in just a random guy, like skaters matching their block. Herd, I mean, you probably won't develop into anything. So yeah, Eliash and Zidlicki, for a player like that, I mean, they are okay players in terms of overall, 83. And I don't know what Zidlicki's is, but probably around 80 overall. So they could help our team this year, but they'll be gone next year. And with that, we'll be able to put together we'll have a lot of salary cap to put together a team. So this is potential trade. I could either trade players like Parento for prospects, and I'll get rid of their cap that way, or I could take on a lot of cap. But once again, I'll leave that up to you guys and trade for Eliash and Zidlicki. So if you have any ideas, I mean, let me hear it. I'm all ears. But I won't start the preseason until the next episode. I want to hear what you guys want me to do first. Let's just take a look at what else is here. Roster moves, transaction news. Okay, so nothing. I'm just trying to get understand this game a little bit better. But okay, so there's our first lines. I mean, decent, good. John Mitchell, what's his face-off? 70, so he's a little bit better than Vincourt. But we could probably end up throwing McGinn and McLeod on the same line. So we could put like Vincourt on our third line because he is a better scorer, and he does have. Let's just see a shot. Shot's okay, but players like McLeod, he's a grinder. He's a fourth liner, and his physical is really good. So he's a solid player in that position. And then McGinn's a two-way forward, who also is decent at forward stats. But for now, I guess we'll leave him. You know what? Maybe we'll just put it like that. I just don't want a fourth liner as a sniper. But our centers down the middle look really, really good. Right wings might be need help, but like Landeskog, I could play him up front with Duchesne, but he is a power forward. So I think it might be good to maybe pick up Eliash is probably a sniper, and we could probably throw him up there on our first line to play alongside Shane and Parento that are both playmakers, so it might actually work out well. Defenseman definitely needs an upgrade. Wilson, Barry, Sarich, and Zanon. I mean, it's okay for this season if we want to tank it, but if I want to trade away players like Hayda and take on cap, I mean, it'll be my team. I feel like I'm going to change up my team quite a bit, and in the attendees we have Varlamov and Giger. So anyways, with that, I think I'll leave that this episode off. I've been talking for quite a bit, so yeah, let's see what else can we get here. Oh man, this is going to take a while for it to load. I wonder how the sim time is going to go on the PS3 because I haven't really tried it out yet. Okay. So I guess that will wrap up this episode of first GM mode of Colorado Avalanche. Let me know what you guys think I should do. It's just a little roster analysis. If you did get a little bored, I understand, but once simming goes along, it'll be a little more interesting, as well as trading and that kind of stuff. So we have 6 preseason games, I believe. Yep, 6 preseason games, and then we'll go on to the start of the season, where we kick off our season with a home and away with Nashville. So that should be a little bit interesting, and then we'll go along, and I'll probably just make each episode around 20 minutes. But the next, I want to make a couple trades before the start of the year. So once again, players like Hayda, Parento, Haydu, that'll have a little bit more years on them. I could either trade them away for prospects and see what I can get in terms of prospects like 4-star yellows or that, or take on cap and try to make a run at the cup next year when I have like McKinnon and all those people developed, and sign a bunch of people in the salary during the free agency, since I will have a lot more salary. So once again, that's the end of episode number 1 of GM mode. If it was a little under par compared to like to Johnny or basically other GM modes, forgive me for that, but I will get used to it. I mean, I was pretty bad at commenting Hut at the start, and I feel like a lot more confident now. So anyways, with that, we'll end off episode number 1. I think I said that already 3 times, but yeah, need your suggestions. I'll follow what you guys want to say more. Either go after prospects or go after players that have a bunch of cap, like Eliash and Zidlicki. That's 10 million cap that frees up for next year. So need your ideas, and with that, I'll end off the episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys later. Peace.